Everyone, welcome to Self-Care Sundays. My name is Cindy. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Really happy to have you here. So Self-Care Sundays is a video that I do every other Sunday just to introduce sort of fun facts and finds in skincare and show you a few little makeup techniques. You know, I'm a kind of a no makeup girl, but every once in a while I discover something that's kind of interesting that I like to share with you. So this week, I have a couple new things as far as makeup. There's this new technique of applying makeup, your shadow, and I'm going to share that with you. It's been running around socials. And also I got the new DRMTLGY physical sunscreen that came in, so I'm really excited to share that with you and kind of compare it to their chemical physical combination sunscreen that's been out for a while. Also, I'll tell you a little bit about why I'm in kind of some new digs, but during our moving around, I found a mask in one of my drawers that's getting ready to expire, so I wanted to share that with you. It's a microcurrent mask. Really interesting technology, and I have not used this before, so I wanted to share that with you. So a little bit about my new space here. As you can see, everything's a little bit different. Well, we're going through one of those life transitions. Our last little bird flew the nest and we are officially empty nesters. So going through all the emotions that come with that. And so, but the bonus is that I've got a little office now that I've been setting up all week, and it's not quite put together. The sound isn't quite right. The lighting's off a little bit, but I'm on the floor with you at the moment. So, but I wanted to share a little bit of makeup and a few things I found in my skincare routine, and I hope you enjoyed today's Self-Care Sunday, so let's just get right into it. It's already been a really crazy busy Self-Care Sunday here. I've already finished tinting my brows. Branson's already gone into space and back. If you haven't seen my brow tinting and shaping video, I'll link a card up above. And so it's just been a crazy Self-Care Sunday. I'm getting ready to jump into my teeth whitening. I do that about 3 days a week. I use the Glow system. It's a little messy as far as like not having the strips and having to use a tray and the gel, but I love the light system. I get a really good result. The company's been amazing about replacing the light for me, so I'm really impressed. Also, I'm going to jump into a microcurrent mask. I found this while cleaning up. It's a really interesting mask system. It's a dual mask, so I'm going to show you that. So let's get started. So I've just finished up the Franz sheet masks. So this is a really interesting experience. They're microcurrent masks. I heard about them about a year and a half ago, almost maybe 2 years ago. Michelle over at Gothamisto was trying them out, and I thought, wow, why not? And when we were moving house this week, as we sent our last one off, we're officially empty nesters, I found these as we were moving around. And so I decided, well, I'll just give them a try before I realized they have an expiration to them. So I tried them out today, and all the ingredients in the mask are really great. I typically don't use sheet masks, and I purchased this before I even had microcurrent or had even investigated microcurrent. I was really curious. So it's a very portable way to use microcurrent. The booster, I'm a little, like, as you put the booster in the little activator buttons, it's a little odd because the booster is basically the same. The first 6 ingredients are the same as the mask ingredients. Mask has more ingredients with some extracts. It has a little bit of fragrance and extract, so if you're sensitive to that, then maybe this wouldn't be the best for you, but they were fun to try. I've been using microcurrent, as you know, with my new face, and I wanted to try this masking system for a little relaxing Sunday routine. So I finished that up. It was about a 25-minute mask. I let all the serum soak in, and it's really super plump and hydrated. And I've done my brows, and trimmed, colored my brows. So it's been a busy Self-Care Sunday already. And I'm probably going to follow up with just a little bit of my sunscreen and my makeup routine. They say you can just let the serum soak in and move on with the rest of your skincare. So for me, that would be my sunscreen and a little bit of makeup. I think I'm going to do a CC cream today just to get a little coverage. I've got some pigment popping up that I'd like to cover today. So I prepped my skin before I did the mask, microcurrent mask this morning with a degreasing cleanser. I used a glycolic cleanser. It's good to use sort of something that's going to degrease your skin a little bit to help the microcurrent do its thing a little bit better. So I'm finished with that. I'm going to move on with something exciting I wanted to share with you. I've got both DRMTLGY sunscreens today. I've got their new physical sunscreen that I just received in the mail, and then of course I've had the universal tint for a little while, but I haven't shared it with you because I was kind of waiting to compare the two. I'm really excited to see if the physical is going to be a replacement for Peter Thomas Roth, a summer replacement for my Peter Thomas Roth. It's just about empty. Now I was noticing on the packaging that the amount of zinc oxide in the Dermatology formula is a little bit lower than the Peter Thomas Roth, 19% to 10%. And of course, zinc gives us our broad spectrum coverage. So that's really important when you're looking for a mineral sunscreen that has a fairly decent concentration of zinc. So let's go ahead and do some swatching. I'm going to start with the Dermatology Physical. And I have taken a peek at these and done a quick comparison myself. And as you can see, the Peter Thomas Roth is a little more yellow than the Dermatology. I don't know if you can see that, but it's a little bit more yellow and gives a little bit heavier of a coverage. It's creamier than the Dermatology. So let's compare these two to the Dermatology Universal Combination sunscreen. And I find that it tends to be, it's a little pinker, not quite as yellow. And for me, it's a better skin color match. And I'm a Fitzpatrick too, and I think this was going to be better for a broader spectrum of skin tones than, of course, the mineral, which is typical of a mineral sunscreen, but they all sheer out really nicely. Just blend them out. And of course, the Peter Thomas Roth gives a little bit more coverage than either of the Dermatology as far as covering any imperfections on your skin. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Dermatology Mineral today for my sunscreen. And I love this. I have some eczema on my eyes, so today a mineral sunscreen is going to be quite necessary. Remember, a 1/4 teaspoon for the face, and then another 1/4 teaspoon for the neck. And then I'm going to let this dry down and show you what I'm using for my makeup today. So I decided to try a new technique for eyeshadow. You know me, I like a fast, easy, quick, no fuss makeup application, and I think this did pretty well. I'm not sure it quite did my 5-minute limit, but it was really fun to try. I'd seen it on socials this week for a shadow technique. So what you do is you take your palette and you pick a dark, a medium, and a light color, and then you paddle them in with a flat brush, and then you fluff away. So you can see me applying all 3 colors, and from darkest to lightest, and then just blending away. And I today did not use a primer. I have some eczema, especially on my left eye, that's really acting up. So I decided not to use a primer. Typically you would use a primer, but it saves time if you don't bother with a primer. So I just jumped right in with my colors today and blended. And then in the corner, you can see here, toward the end, I did have to add a little bit more of the light color, and I've noticed people trying this online too, and they do have to, because when you're blending, you kind of blend too much of the dark shade kind of into the center of your eye, so you kind of have to go back in with your lighter shade and add a little bit more of the lighter color and then kind of blend that out. But that was really a fun technique to try, and it was fast and it was easy, and you can still see a little bit of the skin showing through because I didn't use a primer or a base today, just given my eye irritation. But I think it turned out really nicely. I kind of liked the look. It was fast, it was easy, and it was fun to try. And then just for a little cleanup underneath, I used my Garnier for a little cleaning and brightening under my eye area. I just pat this in with my finger because I know at the end of my routine I'm gonna kind of brush or blend everything out. So I just pop this in. This is a great little multitasker. It's a lightener, brightener, conditioning. It just does a lot in one, and you know me, fast and easy is what I like. And for my brows today, since I colored them and they were a little bit irritated from the coloring, I went in with the Benefit conditioner, so I just conditioned them up and softened them up a little bit before my gel application. And I used the Glossier Foy Brow today, and this is just a really light brow or a brow hold. It just gives a little bit of definition to them, a little bit of color, and just kind of sets them in place. It still keeps them kind of nice and fluffy and a little bit of skin showing through. I really like the way this turns out. It's very similar to the Benefit Gimme Brow, but I like this a little bit better. And because my skin tone was a little bit on the yellower side, I decided to come in with a CC cream. I've been trying the Iborian CC cream in Claire. I really like this. It's one of those pigment dispersing colors. It comes out white, as you can see here, and then as you massage it in, the tint capsules break open, and it's kind of like a flex tint, and it just gives a little bit more depth to my skin as opposed to having sort of that yellow tint that both the DRMTLGY and the Peter Thomas Roth kind of give me sort of a yellow tint, which is not all that complimentary. So I kind of come in with the CC cream to do a little color correcting, and gives me a little bit more sunscreen application. This one happens to be an SPF of 25, so you wouldn't rely on that, but it's a good topper for your sunscreen base. Then I came in with my Hourglass. I love this. This is the Diffused Light Ambient Hourglass powder. It is just a powerhouse of a multitasking powder. I love it. It sets it down. It gets rid of that sheen, that shine, that glow that the sunscreen gives, and that the CC cream kind of took down some, but this just takes it down some more, so it's not super shiny. So I took it down just with a puffy brush and the diffused light. And then, of course, because I need a little dimension to this face and kind of carving out some features, I used my Rockateur in both my brow to give me kind of a little sun-kissed look. And I like this because it kind of just touches up a little bit. I can use it both as a blush and just a little bit of contour just to give my face a little bit of definition. It's just sort of a bronzy, peachy, glowy, all multitasking bronzer blush, and I love it. Now this is something new I don't think I've shared with you before. It's the Westman Atelier highlighter. I think it's one of her most awesome products. I got a whole little set of hers, I think it was almost 2 years ago now, as a birthday gift, and I've been trying some of her foundations. I kind of have mixed reviews about that. I don't I don't use a ton of foundation all the time, but I love the highlighter that she makes. It's just really subtle, not glitzy or glittery at all, just gives a little highlight in the cheekbones and, down my nose and the cupid's bow. So I really like the Westman Atelier highlighter. And let's see, last but not least, a little lip color. I came in with my super surprise that I use from Clinique for years and years and years. It's just a shade that kind of suits my no makeup look, and I really love it. And it's called Surprise. The sticker is well worn off. I've used it, I think, since I was like 15, and I stole it out of my mother's medicine cabinet cupboard. I did finally confess. At the very end, I came in with a bit of Bare Real mascara. Love this one. It's a fairly new addition to my mascara collection, and it goes on beautifully. It's one of the newer brown mascaras that I've tried. I typically use the Benefits primer. Oh, for years I've done that because I really love a brown mascara. They're really hard to find, especially in a conditioning formula, and I have loved the Benefits primer in brown for years, but this just gives your lashes a little bit more coverage than the primer, and I really only have to do one coat of this for sort of a natural kind of no makeup look. I really love the Benefits mascara products, in addition to the few that I found drugstore mascaras that I've been trying. So that kind of wraps up my Self-Care Sunday. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. It was a little bit of skincare, a little bit of makeup, and a little bit of kind of what's going on around here. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Like, subscribe, tag a friend if you got some benefit out of the video. Also, I wanted to let you know, I know there have been some notification issues in YouTube with the notification bell. People aren't getting notified, according to some of my comments, that my videos are going up. So go ahead and double click that notification bell, or check if you're a subscriber to see if your notification bell is turned on. I upload every other week for Self-Care Sundays, and then once a week on Thursdays with more in-depth content. So wouldn't want you to miss any of my videos. I always love spending time with you. Thank you again for sharing your Sunday morning with me, or afternoon, or wherever you are in the world. Maybe this is even during the week, but I really appreciate the time you spend with me. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.